Welcome back to another episode of the Right Read podcast. I'm your co-host, Davon Reed.
And I'm your other co-host, Miles Reed.
And we are back, finally, back and better than ever for season 2. Bub, how you feel, man?
It's great to be back. I mean, I know that hiatus is kind of like eating at me because I'm anxious. I'm ready to get back, but under certain stipulations and circumstances, it was unfortunate. But since we are here and ready to go, I'm ready.
I'm ready too, man. I agree. You know, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens on the right time and on God's time. And so we're back. We're glad to be back and here with y'all to start season 2, man. Excited for all that this season holds. So excited about what we did in season 1, but looking forward to all that we are going to accomplish in season 2. And I know that our journey is still being blazed and our path is being blazed, but I know that it's going to be just a great season, man. And I'm super excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah, if y'all thought that we did a good job season 1, just be ready for season 2.
Right.
Season 2, we got a lot in stock for y'all, a lot more traveling. We may do more like live recordings because when we did the one with Sophie,
right,
that was kind of like the starting one, and that was like a gateway into having a live audience as well. That was our first live audience, and then we went to Vegas. Well, Vegas was before Indiana, but we went to Vegas with JC, met JC.
Shout out to JC and Sophie.
For sure. And then we had Davon Reed Day, and we met Ash Mack. So
shout out to Ash Mack as well.
So
shout out to everybody that made season 1 a success, man.
Guest appearances.
For sure.
Yeah, and talking to all of them, they all were great, great guests. We're not even going to say interviewers because we look at them more than interview. Like we're having a conversation with them, and it was definitely an experience, and an enjoyable experience. And they all had their own characteristics that we love about them.
Right. Each interviewee, like you said, not even interviewee, but each person brought a different energy, and it's dope to be able to adapt to that energy and kind of feed off what they have and just have real life conversations at the end of the day. And that's what we're about, bringing real life conversations and real life experiences with y'all through the Right Read platform and podcast. So it was super dope, like everything about the first season. And I know that season 2 and the guests that we're going to have for y'all are going to be even better.
Right. And it wouldn't be the Right Read podcast without doing a fit check. So we're not going to skip over that.
Oh, no. You know we got to stick to our staples.
So let me see what you got on.
Okay, let me start. This was a super dope piece that I picked up in Japan. Shout out to Supreme Fukuoka. Picked this up. I'll show y'all exactly what it looks like on the B-roll, but this is a dope Supreme hockey jersey. The print on the back is super dope. Some super dope illustrations on the back. Love this piece. Picked this up at Supreme Fukuoka in Japan. Like I said, Japan got some of the best shopping that I've ever experienced, man. And I can't wait to share some of the pieces with y'all through the fake checks of this season. But for the pants, I got on some staples of mine. These are Fear of God Essentials, like snowboarder, parachute, whatever have you pants. Love these. Had these for a while, but I love to throw these on with pretty much any fit, honestly. So I felt like it was fitting for the hockey jersey. And on the feet, I went with a oldie but goodie. Some metallic Jordan 1s. Love these. And I don't bring them out all the time, but I felt like they tied the outfit together. So really love these and threw a little swatch on.
Got that
just
in Vegas.
Just the title. Yeah, got this in Vegas. This is a great everyday watch. Love this. This. But yeah, Bob, talk to me. What you got going on today?
So for the top, shout out to the fam over Eric Ishman, Pat Culture, and the crew over at Comf NYC. Went to Got Soul event up in Secaucus back in January. Met them, chopped it up. They great people, great vibes, and was able to connect with them. And being able to support their brand is definitely tough. So I got on a Comf NYC windbreak, kind of like a retro jacket. Pants are I'm gonna go back into like the cargo windbreaker from Uniqlo, one of my favorite brands. What was it? That was like my top 5 brands when we did the 2025 or 2024 recap.
Yeah, that was like our inaugural podcast episode.
Yeah. So Uniqlo's parachute cargos, and then I got some Kiss Adidas. I don't know the exact brand. I mean the exact name of the Adidas, but you know me. You know the fans that know me. I wouldn't be me without Kiss.
Those are hard.
They I got these for a Valentine's gift. Shout out to my baby. And I got the notebook as well. I know like a Kiss notebook as well. So it's kind of like a Kiss Valentine's gift.
Okay.
But
those are hard.
I kind of went with like a retro look. Retro, you know how in the, what's that, 90s or 80s, 90s, what was that, when they had the running
80s, yeah.
So I kind of went that vibe, chill vibe, but also different.
Yeah, we came Comf today. Today's theme is Comf. Yeah, you see what I did there. Yeah. So, Miles, before we get into season 2 fully, let's just kind of go over season 1 a little bit more, since it was our first time in the podcast space. I know I personally learned so much about podcasting, about myself, even about you. You know what I mean? Just from, the first time actually doing business together and doing the pod. But I feel like it was a great experience, learning experience. What were some of your takeaways about season 1 specifically? And like, is there anything that you learned, felt like we could have did better, feel like you want to do better for season 2? Just kind of talk about season 1 a little bit and how you felt from your perspective.
From my perspective, I'm going to say it definitely helped me with my public speaking, my shyness, and communication. I know me as a person, I'm very shy unless I know you. So if I'm, especially in front of a camera, I'm never the type to just jump in front of a camera and just be the person I am. But people that do know me, they know that I'm very fun and comical and chill. But if you don't know me, everybody would say like, "Oh, why he's so quiet? Why he?" But in all reality, I just be chilling. But season 1 definitely helped me with that, because if you look at the earlier videos, you can see that I had sunglasses on. Like my eyes were covered, and it was a way of like saying I'm here, but I'm still shy. I'm still hiding behind something. So it's not like the audience was kind of looking me in my eyes. And that one, and then going towards the end of season 1, you can see I either wear clear glasses or no glasses at all. And that was like a representation of me overcoming a fear that I had. I'm not even going to necessarily say a fear, just more so of something that I was trying to work on, did work on, and it was fun. It was a good thing that this was kind of like the outlet of me working on that.
Right.
And I think what we did great was being able to do this on our own. When it comes to, I know in the first, literally the first episode, we had a fork in the road where it just, unfortunately, we had some things that didn't go our way, and we hit like a roadblock in the first episode. First episode was out, hit a roadblock, and we was just like, what we gonna do from here? Like literally, after one episode, we get this, and then we put our heads together, came up with some ideas. It was like, okay, since we already had the experience from the first episode and the production that they had from the first episode, we kind of took that, put it in our mind frame. Like, okay, we don't need all that. We just need this. And being able to be creative and being able to get things done in a way that you don't I'm not going to necessarily say need people, but in a sense of, okay, just give us the equipment, we'll do the rest.
Right.
So that's what I loved about the first season. And tying into the negative side of it was obviously, you can see from a couple episodes, production quality, when it comes to camera, blurriness, sounds, and it'll be like a couple episodes that's good quality, like vision wise. Then you'll be a couple episodes that's mic sounds crazy or you can't hear nothing, and then you got some that's you can't see the whole outfit. So it was just about the adjustments, really.
Right.
Season one.
Learning.
That's what my takeaways from season one.
Right.
What about you?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say how proud I am of you for, before we even be critical, just doing this, because this is something we talked about years before we even kicked it off, and it's just like we talked about God's time, man, being ready, figuring out how we can get together and put our heads together and doing it. So shout out to you for even being able to do it, number one. Number two, like you said, I can see the growth in you from, like, I know you, like you said, people that know you, I know your personality. You are my best friend. We grew up together. I know you would maybe not even how the world knows you, but being able to open up and share that to the camera and to the viewers and interact with the fans and interact with our guests. And it's been dope, bro. And I'm looking forward to seeing you continue to do that, because you have so much to offer this podcast and offer the world in general, because you're just such a special person, and that's why I'm honored to do this podcast with you. So shout out to you for that.
Likewise, brother.
Appreciate it. And then like you said, man, for me, echoing all the things you said from just the technicality standpoints, and fans, we literally had no idea what podcasting was about. We just came together and said, look, we got dope ideas. We got dope passions and interests. We want to talk about it and we want to share it, and we have something to say. But we didn't know anything about the business of it. We didn't know anything about the production of it. We didn't know anything about any of the technicalities, the business, all that. So for all of y'all, FYI, whether you could tell or not, season one was just literally an experiment. It was an experiment, and probably going to be experimenting in season two as well. But I would like to think that we're further along in season two than we were in season one. But even I feel like, looking back, because I feel like as I feel like you probably are as well, I'm the biggest critic of our podcast. I'm the one really looking at it, like saying, how can we do this better? How can we do this better? Things that's seen on camera and not seen on camera. How can we be better? How can we change this for the better? So even with all that being said, I still feel like for what we went through, it didn't show.
Right.
It didn't show at all.
Right.
Like nobody knows the things that we had to go from literally episode 1. Just not knowing and having to pivot after just different production company, to going on our own solo, to changing locations, living in different locations. Literally, I live in Miami, you live in New Jersey, and me playing basketball here, and that's part of the reason why we haven't been able to film as much as we wanted to, as well, for just me being in Japan this last season and still playing in Japan, but just finding time to record and stuff. So regardless, man, I love our resilience. I say that's the biggest takeaway from season 1 for me, is just our resilience. We never cried, woe is me. We just pivoted every time and said, okay, how can we make it work? And that's something that our parents have instilled in us from a young age up until now. Like, nobody's going to come save you. You know what I mean? There ain't nobody coming to save us. And shout out to everybody that's had a hand in helping us, because we've definitely had some help. But at the same time, we're the ones putting in a lot of the legwork for this, on all aspects, from technical to production to business, everything. We're putting in majority of the pain. So, and I enjoy it, and it makes it more fun to see the fruits of our labor and see how far we've come from, like I said, literally pretty much an experiment to now. So I'm so excited about season 2. I won't really harp too much longer about season 1, but those were my observations. And I'm just so excited for what the future holds, honestly, for real.
Yeah. Also, the people that we met on the way, like from start to now, like just the like we said in the beginning, the people that we interviewed, we like still keep in touch on to this day,
having a relationship.
And like some people just want to get a conversation. Oh, can I just get an interview with you and just do it for like quote unquote clout,
right?
But in all reality, when we did it, it was like a genuine love. Like we genuinely want to get to know you. Even with JC,
super love. Like, that was just love.
That was just, we literally we was in Vegas, NBA All-Star Weekend. I mean NBA Summer League, and we went to shop. We want to do like a shopping vlog, and we went into feature. And one of the people that worked there, I'm sorry I forgot his name, but I recognized him from Round 2. Like a show I used to watch with Sean Witherspoon, Luke, and Chris, all of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I said, you worked at Round 2. He was like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that's tough. I remember your face. And then he was like, oh, what y'all? He said, y'all got anything to do this weekend? He was like, oh yeah, we was actually about to go to SneakerCon. He said, y'all should hit up my boy JC Lopez booth. And he was like, oh, JC, because we just went to Urban Necessities, the day before?
Yep.
And he was like...
And I've been shopping at Urban Necessities for as long as I've been a pro. Yeah. As long as there's been Summer League. I was at Urban Necessities. You saw it now when it was at Caesar's Palace. Yeah, Urban used to be at the Forum, the mall. We didn't even go to the mall. It used to be a small little boutique upstairs. Like, man, that's a whole nother story. But not to cut you off too much.
No, you good. And I wish we show y'all the footage that we had from Vegas. We did this. What was that? Cool Kicks. The Cool Kicks. That Vegas location is crazy. I know they got one in LA, but that Vegas one.
Also
crazy.
in Caesar's Palace, very, very nice. Yeah. We're gonna get that footage to y'all somehow, some way too, because that's too good to just let go to the wayside.
Then we went. The feature store was nice because you had when you walk in, then they got his own section. It's like another walkway with just like a hallway full of sneakers, and that was crazy. And then
shout out to Feature, man.
I got some Clarks, some Wallaby Clarks from there. Oh my gosh.
Two-tone.
Favorite. It's a two-tone color green. Green, if y'all know me, green my favorite color. But it's like a dark, like an emerald green and a forest green. And they're Padmore and Barnes collab with Future. And I seen, because they had a in the store they had like a leopard print too. But since green my favorite color, I was like, I'm gonna go with the green.
Yeah.
The birthday gift to myself too. But yeah, shout out to JC. And then when we get to SneakerCon, we just walk. It's like you said, it's crazy how God works, because when we go into SneakerCon, literally the guy in front of us was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go see JC," and I was like, "That's crazy. We about to go see him now." And he's like, "Yeah, you just like walk with me." So I was like, we get there, talking to him. We wasn't even on a like an interview type time. Right. We was just literally like, "Yeah, bro from Feature was like, we should come check you out." And he was like, "Yeah." He said, "That's how." We chopped it up, and then he was like, the way he was talking, you could tell the situation he had going on. He wanted to let it out.
Yes.
And it was a great. And if you haven't, go check that video out. The link is in the description.
I think that's what, episode
7, 8.
Probably.
The next one after that was Sophie. Then it was Davon and Miles. So I want to say, 10 episodes, 11.
We did 11 episodes, so that would be 9. Check out episode 9 exactly. I mean, we'll figure out which one exactly, but it should be SneakerCon. It's the title, SneakerCon. Should be episode 9 of season 1. Check it out. And JC's got an incredible story, man. He, like you said, he definitely wanted to get something off his chest, and that was even when I was in Japan, and people would I'd interact with them about our pod, and I showed them JC. They'd be like, JC 2 Kicks, like he's a legend in the sneaker world, man. He's a legend, bro. Yeah. He's a legend. But it was genuine love, like you said. At the end of the day, it was genuine love.
So I know we had some great times season 1. We experienced a lot season 1. We had some ups and downs. We had some positive negatives. So season 1's out the way. What are you most excited for, or most looking forward to in season 2?
Season 2, I'm looking forward to growth as a whole. I can't say what direction we'll be going in. Like you talked about, we're looking to be more in the live interview space. I think that's something where we could really thrive in. As we've shown in season 1, we're pretty much mobile. Sometimes we're in New Jersey, sometimes we're in Miami. As it refers to on our season 1 merch, it shows you all the stops we were in. We were in Las Vegas, we were in Indianapolis, like I already said, Miami, New Jersey. So it just goes to show you how flexible / mobile / versatile we can be. And I'm looking forward to doing that, but taking it to the next step. Who knows exactly where that path will go. But I would say that's what I'm most excited about, is like, who can we get on the pod? Who will we talk to and let them share their experiences? Who can we build with and just have real life conversations at the end of the day, you know? So that's what I'm most excited about, is just the overall maturity and growth of the pod within ourselves, within the entire body of work, and just seeing what destinations we land at. I mean, I know I don't want to spoil anything. I know we've got some things already in the works, barring pretty much my availability for this basketball season. But that particular thing, I'm very excited about if we can pull that one off.
That's going to get pulled off.
it's going to get pulled off, but I'm hopeful that I can be there in person. And should we be able to do that, I think that'll be a big step for our podcast.
You was talking about that. I was talking about the bigger one.
Well, I don't know which one. I don't know which one you actually referring to, but
I know which one you're referring to.
Yes,
the one in May.
Yes. Which one are you referring to?
The one in June. Some way, shape, or form.
We're gonna. Oh, are you talking about the big day?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be dope, regardless, and I think that we're gonna provide some very nice quality production, interviewee / guests, and it's just gonna be good vibes, man. It's been, excuse me, as I said, great to build with you already. I know that we're both take that next step in our own personal and collective journey because we're just those type of people. I mean, we're just constantly looking to be better and grow. I mean, even subtle details like the artwork, building with different new artists, not being satisfied with season 1's logo, not being satisfied with season 1 intro, just wanting to constantly build off of what we already have done. And I'm super proud of like everything, even the small things that people may not notice. Like at the end of the day, it could be nobody tapping into this. Like, and I know you care about it as much as I care about it, and vice versa. So it means that much to me and that much to us regardless, So I know that when you do it for those reasons, you'll reap the benefits, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So what about you? How you feeling about what's to come in season 2?
So to go back to what you're saying, like as if like we just when we just talking, like you don't know what audience we're attending or what audience is watching. It's funny because when I went to Got Soul, one of the vendors there, I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong, but it's 222. Okay. I think the brand. I think I want to say they're based out of Virginia.
Okay.
I believe they are based out of Virginia. But when I was showing them the podcast, he's like, "Oh, this is y'all," because I guess he's seen a clip of Sophie when we were interviewing Sophie Cunningham.
Okay.
And he was like, I guess it was a clip that we had posted and they have seen. And they were like, "Oh, this y'all podcast." He said, "Bro, I like this podcast a lot." And it's like somebody never interacted with ever before. Like a supporter. He's watching our stuff. And I'm like, in return, let me get some of y'all merch.
Right.
Like so I can showcase it and stuff like that. It's like one of those connecting and me and you, I honestly, when the people that we know, the people that we're close with, and even the what do I say? The first interaction with people, everybody's like, "Oh, I love this guy," or "Oh, they're great people." It's like we have real genuine love for people, and if we genuinely dislike you, it's going to show.
Right.
But that's very rare. Like you gotta rub us the wrong way for that to be the case. But in like 9 times out of 10, we're very genuine. We're very genuine people, and that's what I love about us. And going back to our guests that we've talked to. After our conversation with them, they always say the same thing. Like, "You guys are so nice. Like, keep going. Like, giving us positive feedback. Like, y'all, if y'all need help with anything, let us know." And that's what I love. Like, and going back to your growth for season 2, keep growing. Like, that exposure is going to get there, but continue to have a good heart, and like the rest is going to follow. So that's what I'm definitely looking forward to in season 2.
I mean, to build off what you just was saying, literally, look what you decide to start season 2 off of what you're wearing. You're wearing Comf. You're wearing a brand that you don't know these people, you know, and you just met these people that got sold, but already you choosing to wear that. You got millions of clothes.
Right.
You could have worn anything, but you decided to promote their brand because it was love. Like even I don't know dude's name offhand.
Pat Culture with the podcast.
The one who was giving us feedback about Pat.
Yeah.
And I tapped into their pod as well. Just, you know, like you said, just showing love, and he giving us he don't got to give us feedback about, yo, use this mic, use this. I do. If you need help, that's love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you put love out there, I feel like you can receive love as well. And I think that's what we got into this for. Like we also talk about brands on here. And we don't have to do that. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's also like a genuine love for Kith, for Supreme, for Uniqlo, for Fear God and Nike and Adidas and whatever else we shout out. It's off the love for real. Because, like, to be honest with you, like, it ain't like at this point we getting no money for it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the money. Like, that's all going to come when it's supposed to come, if it's supposed to come. You know what I'm saying? So we doing it for the love in the right way. So like you said, when we keep that as our focus, I feel like the sky is sure not even a limit. We're going to go beyond that, you know?
Moral of the story, always show some love.
Always.
Because it's always going to, I watched a movie called Pay It Forward. And it was a sad ending, but the moral of the story was, be nice to the next person, or be nice to the person behind you. Like if you in the middle, be nice to the one in front of you, or be nice to the one behind you, because it's going to definitely benefit you in the future. And like that's something that that's deemed to be true.
Listen, man, I'm a big, in my prayers, what I pray for is more love in the world. Period. Everything else aside, like, we need more love. It's a lot of craziness going on in this world. We need more love. I ask God to use me and let me be a conduit of love. You know what I mean? God is love. Let me be a conduit of that love. You know what I mean? So, like you said, let's keep doing that specifically with this channel we got, with this pod and with this platform we got. Let's keep spreading that love, bro. Right. Okay, so we got the reflection out the way for season 1. We got the forward outlook for season 2 out the way. It's got a little deep, a little heavy in a positive way, but let's just lighten it up a little bit, man. It's 2026. Blessed to see another year. How you feeling about this year so far? It's early in the year. Like, talk to me. How's the start of your year, man?
My start of my year has been great. I cannot complain at all. I definitely see myself doing a lot more that I haven't done in a lifetime. Like in these couple months. Like I found myself praying more, found myself reading more, found myself journaling more. And it was kind of like a self growth thing, like something that I want to look back on myself and be like, I want this year to be a outstanding year for myself. Like this was like a self goal that I had, and then obviously the podcast being a part of it is like it's a part of me now. Like this podcast is a part of me. Obviously you've been a part of me. My mom, dad, mom and dad, they've been a part of me since I was born.
Right.
But this is like another thing that I want to take pride in.
Right.
And it's something that I want to grow. Like you said in the beginning, I want this to grow to something that we don't even think is imaginable.
Right.
And this year, so like I said, this year so far has been great. I have no complaints.
Good.
I have no complaints. What about you?
I'm having a great start to the year as well, man. Every day to be alive is a blessing, you know. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So every day that I'm alive and kicking and the good Lord blessed me with, first of all, is a positive.
For sure.
I'm healthy. I'm having a great season in Japan. I got a unexpected blessing and leveled up from one situation to another. I'm finding myself potentially in an even better situation going forward as well, and setting myself up for next year. Love Japan as a whole. Love the basketball setting out there. Love the fashion. Love the food. It's been dope for me to experience another culture, but in a positive light. I've played in the NBA. I've played overseas before in Europe via Latvia. I've played overseas before in Taiwan. So this is my second stint in Asia, but there's none of them compare outside of the NBA. None of those overseas experiences compare to Japan. I love it. My fiance loves it. My in-laws have been out there. They love it. I'm trying to get my family, you, mom and dad, to come out and visit.
I'll be out there.
Oh yeah, I know it's no rush. I plan on playing there for the foreseeable future as well. So I'm very excited about that. That's kind of what's in front of me. And then just looking forward to just all that this year brings. Like you said, although we haven't been in front of the camera recording the pod, we've been doing so much behind the scenes. Just trying to, the preparation has been.
That's why I said I wish we can just tell y'all what we got planned, but it's y'all just gonna have to wait. And I again, our family, we were like, don't be jinxy.
Yeah.
But it's y'all got, like you said, God allowing.
Yeah.
What we got planned and execute is going to be amazing.
Right. I think you said it right too. I think this year for me is about execution. Like, write the vision, make it plain. That's Habuka 2:2. I want to say, just it's about now. Like, it's only gonna work out two ways. You can plan it and not do your part, or you can plan, do your part, and if it's in God's will, it's gonna happen.
Right.
But you got to do your will. So I mean, you got to do your part, and if it's God's will, He's gonna make it happen. So I think what you said is perfect for how I would describe the state that I'm in my life, is like execution, not just saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but how can I make it happen? How can I do my part? And at the end of the day, if I can leave the situation saying, look, I put my best foot forward, I did all that I can do, and whether it happened or not, I'm cool, but I gave it my best output. I gave it my best go. So I think that's where I'm at now, because it's a big year for me. And just not just with the pod, but in my personal life. Right. About to get married this year. And all that takes in preparing for that. And just a bunch of positive life-changing things as a man. You know what I'm saying? Big steps for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited for it all. I don't look at none of it as like stressful or overwhelming. It's just about growing up. I'm 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's time now. It's time to take those steps. So that's my start to 2026, and looking forward to all that the rest of the year brings, because we're just getting started. We're only into the first couple months of the new year, you know?
I know we talk about a lot on the podcast when it comes to fashion, sports, and one of the main ones is music. So, and they should know by now, when it comes to the Friday, we look forward to Fridays.
Right.
Because Fridays is when the music drop. And early mornings we sending each other albums. I sent you like 2-3 albums today.
Right.
And you sent me like 2-3 different albums today.
Right.
And sometimes we send each other the same album at the same time.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, go listen to that. I'm already a couple songs in.
Right.
So I know we're ending February.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 2 months in the year. Are there any early candidates for album? Or let's just start there. What have you been listening to?
Man,
and then I'm gonna ask you, what's the early candidates of album of the year?
Listen, my favorite artist must have been listening to me, and they was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna drop for Davon and Miles on the Right Read podcast, so we can get them some content to talk about in 2026." Because it's been heat across the board, but specifically some of my favorite artists. 2 months in. And only 2 months in, across different genres. Again, we mostly cover the R&B, alternative, hip hop, and rap space, Afrobeat sometimes, of things of that nature. But those are usually our wheelhouse. But what I've been super tapped into is that J. Cole, The Fall Off, that Brent Faiyaz, what's the Icon, Donnie T, Don Toliver, Octane. I've been tapped into
A$AP.
Currency. ASAP dropped a great project. My boy Rock Marciano dropped 656. So that's like between Brent, J. Cole, Rock Marciano, Donnie. Those are probably, if you ask me, those are probably 4 of my top 5 favorite active artists. We're talking about active artists. If I had to name my top 5, I don't even know who that fifth could be interchangeable, but those 4 are in my top 5 of favorite active artists. So all 4 of them dropped, and all 4 of them were bangers. Cole, double disc banger. Brent, I'm a little upset that it was only like 10 songs, 12 on the deluxe, but bangers. Each and every one is. I'm only upset because they were so good. No skips. Donnie T, no skips. Like 20-something song banger. Rock. And Rock, what I like about Rock is now, as the like king of the quote unquote, or the godfather of the underground, he is now starting to see him getting his recognition a little bit. Not that that's what it matters, but like, it's good to see that like people are finally taking a listen to him. And another one that I've been tapped into just dropped last week, Currency, Alchemist, and Larry June, Spiral Staircases, banger. Like it's been just so much great music. Jill Scott dropped a great tape. IDK dropped a pretty good tape. Bruno just dropped. It's been heat, bro. Concrete Boys today.
Listen, like, it's only been 2 months.
2 months.
2 months. And what I find, I don't know if it's just me, but I've seen a lot of artists just dropping EPs.
Yes.
Like, they've been dropping EPs lately. Like, I know Ty Dolla $ign got an EP on the way. I don't know if it's with Leon, but I know he got a song that's on the EP that's out. You got A Boogie, he just dropped the EP. Who else? Somebody just dropped the EP, and I'm drawing a blank.
WizKid dropped some EP with some other Afrobeat artist.
I know which one you're talking about. I don't know the name, but I know which ones you're talking about.
Pretty good tape.
Yeah. Concrete Boys. If y'all remember in the first episode, one of the Concrete Boys song was in my top 10 song of 2024. They running it back, and it's the music that's dropped in in 60 days.
Not even.
Because February is the shortest month.
Not even.
And it's like, it's too much to keep up.
It's a lot to consume,
and I know we got another 10 more months of this year, but it's so much to keep count of, keep track of, so much to listen to, and so much to really dissect.
Right.
Because again, you still got ASAP. He just dropped after anticipated dropping for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
You got Brent that just dropped a couple weeks ago, and I think the last one he dropped was like Wasteland.
Yeah. No. He dropped the one with Timbo, Larger Than Life. That was his latest.
That was
the latest one.
Yeah, because Wasteland was 2022.
Yeah, about 22, summer 22.
And then and then Larger Life was 23.
Yeah.
So he had but even if you look at that, 2-year gap.
Yeah.
That's like a 2-year gap.
Mm-hmm.
And for it to be no skips, like you said, I'm mad that there's only been 10 songs, but it's some good 10 songs.
It's real good 10 songs.
No skips on them 10 songs. And again, they know my personal favorite, Donnie T. No skips on that album.
Like 20-something songs.
That's what I applaud artists is that have a large, like, prime example, Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
When he dropped his last few albums was 30 songs.
That's a lot of music.
Look, plus the deluxe.
Yeah.
So he'll add on another 12 songs. So he'll have like a total of 40 to 50, almost 50 songs on the album. But they all unique. They all got their own sound. And it's like my favorite, I think when he started doing that was like Heartbreak on a Full Moon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
2017.
Late 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That got some bangers on there.
Yes.
But being able to have an album that got 15 plus, or because the albums are usually 12, considered albums?
I feel like back in the day a standard album was like anything from like 10 to 15. 12 was like probably that sweet spot.
But having 15 plus and having maybe at most 2 skips,
right,
is definitely that's a grade A album to me.
Right.
That's a grade A album to me. Donnie, he don't disappoint.
No.
He do not disappoint. J. Cole's album was good. It was great because it's like he kind of split it up.
Mm-hmm.
He split it up from tape 1 to tape 2,
mm-hmm.
explaining like the story.
Mm-hmm.
And like he got stories on each one.
Right.
And
two different ages of his life.
Right.
2 different life experiences.
Mm-hmm. And that creativeness, it goes back to that creativeness. Being able to keep the like with us, being able to keep the audience engaged in what you talking about,
right.
and not dragging them to sleep.
Right.
That's what considers a good album.
Right.
So
right. From song to song to project, it's all. I heard Rock talking about this, he's trying to do it, and when you asked me in one of our previous episodes, what makes you a fan of something, what draws you in, and I said it's the entire body of work.
Mm-hmm.
He was just explaining something similar, like he had Josue from Gallery Department
mm-hmm.
Do the album art for him on his last project. And it's like a floppy disk with
mm-hmm.
a bunch of little stuff on it, but he ended up explaining why he did this, why he had this person doing this, and it's a full body of work, man. It's why would you spend all this time on a project and not put your own flair on the artwork?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not? It's a whole project. It's a project. You don't just turn a project into school and don't do a cover art for it, or don't put your name on it. You don't just hand it in with a binder on it. You put you sign off on it. You put your own signature flair on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see these artists have artistry, and especially artists that we call our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to go see Don on tour. my baby surprised me with a Valentine's Day gift to go see Don in July in Vegas. So I'm geeked to go see that one. I seen him in concert before, but again, like you said, this is a no skip album, so I gotta tune in for this live and direct.
Right. That's another thing. Gotta learn the words.
Gotta learn the words. I got time. Yeah. July, I got time.
I already know the word. This is like a half of the album. I know the words. So.
Yeah, a good chunk of it.
But a lot of the whole album, I know like the flow to it. So. Right. And when you listen to a song on repeat, it's kind of like, this going back like the back of your hand. Mm-hmm. And again, going back to one of my favorite artists, Action Bronson, my favorite song ever. I ain't gonna lie, that might be my favorite song ever.
Wow, that's a big statement.
I'm gonna say ever. Splash by Action Bronson, not the reprise one, the original one on Only for Dolphins. Number 7. That's how you know. That's how it is. Number 7 on the album. Only for Dolphins. It's 2 minutes exactly. 2 minutes and 1 second. That's how you.
That is a good song, bro.
That's how you know I love that song.
That's a very good song. And shout out to Action, bro. Shout out to Action. He's still doing it. Like, not to segue too much, but he's killing with the New Balance, man.
That's another thing too.
He's just they keep giving him the runway to say go ahead and create, and he is creating.
And going to another artist that just dropped a shoe, Larry June.
Yes, I like the Larry June Adidas. I like the Larry June Adidas, man.
I don't know. Adidas might be. I might be slowly. I mean,
you got a lot.
Lately, I just been. We got so much to talk about, but lately I just been getting Adidas, like brands outside of Nike. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the last time I got a pair of Nikes. And like that's all I used to. Between that and Jordan, I can't tell you the last pair of Jordans I bought or the lowest pair of Jordans I got.
Right.
And it's been well over a year.
Wow.
And like I just been doing like New Balance, Adidas, Solomon's. I just picked up some Kith Converses.
Them tones are hard.
And like Kith Adidas. I had some Kith Sambas. It's just.
Well, I'm excited to show, since we're talking about it, I'm excited to show the fans my new pickups and rotations. I finally dabbled I'm all the way I dove all the way in head first with the New Balance. Found some New Balance my size. Yeah. And I got some Asics my size. So I can't wait I was talking about that on episode 1 of season 1, and here we are about a year later, and I done found a way. I told you I was going to find a way, and I done found a way, and I can't wait to show y'all what I got in rotation now. So since we talking about it, but it's a lot more. I listen to also some other podcasts like Business of Fashion, and they talk about like sneaker of the year, and they talk about like, they have people, they take like polls, like what was sneaker of the year, how they feel about Nike versus other brands. And across the board, where Nike was just Nike Jordan was the most dominant year to year, where, be it the basketball shoes or like the foam posits, the Jordan releases, now you see people wearing more variety, wearing more Adidas, wearing more Asics, wearing more New Balance, wearing Solomon's, Hoka's.
Right.
Like, it's so many different players in the game now that, before it used to be like some of them shoes you used to get frowned upon for wearing. And now it's like those shoes are in. So it's like Nike got to keep coming with it because they got a lot more competitors now, where before I feel like they dominated the market.
You know, I also think Nike's their strongest like sport, basketball, more so basketball sneakers. Like they're sportwear sneakers, and they don't. You know how they're re-releasing Jordans? I think Nike should re-release like some. They are bringing back the neon 95s.
They dropped a lot of 95s last year.
You know, those OG ones, but they need to relight the Air Max ones. They need to re-release Air Max ones. Those used to be my favorites. I used to have. They still are. Like when it comes to silhouettes, they still my favorite. One of my top 5 favorite silhouettes.
Right.
But bringing out the OG colors like the watermelon zones, because the watermelons are my favorite silhouette of that. I'm the colorway of that silhouette. I got the like Tokyo Maze ones.
Those are hard.
With the rainbow laces.
Those are hard.
What else? I customized a pair on Nike ID back in like 2018, 2019. And they just need to bring that back.
Right.
Like, bring those kind of silhouettes back. You know, they starting to do it.
Right.
And they doing it the right way, but like also the right colorways as well.
Yeah.
The OG colorways.
I wonder what makes them say like,
it's time.
This is what we're gonna retro. Like you start to see like foams coming back now. Like, why now? Why foam? You know what I mean? Is it research? Is it just on a whim? Like, hey, like we need to get our inventory not inventory. We need to get our sales and kind of like what we talked about. We want to dominate the market again. Let's throw phones back out there because they did so well. Is it because of that, or is it like research? I wonder what makes them say we're going to release phones versus, like you said, like an Air Max 1 or like the Air Max 95s that they dropped so many 95s last year, like retros, and they gave Undefeated.
They had like the college ones too, like
they got the college. I saw FAMU, but they gave different cities. They gave Undefeated city collabs. They had Japan, Tokyo. They had the LA. Like I think like where are the locations? Yeah. Like they had the LA, Japan, New York. And I don't know if it was Chicago. Did it have a Chicago location? Definitely New York, but it was like 4 or so colorways. Like so much out there, man. So much in all that space and all that we talk about here on the podcast is just it excites me. It makes me look forward more to, because we can't cover it all in one episode.
Can you see how much we had bottled up and we just wanted to just
let it out, just excited, just spilling over.
Just so excited to just talk about things, just talk about specific things,
right? Because
we can go all day and talk about specific things. We just, when we behind the scenes, just like kind of like, yo, what's the topic we want to talk about? We'll just say the topic. We don't even gotta write nothing down. It just comes to mind. It's just because it's that culture and like the knowledge that we had behind like music, fashion, sneakers, sports, stuff like that. We just have that knowledge and we want to share it with y'all.
Right.
And we're happy to share it with y'all. Right. That's kind of the whole reason behind the podcast. Just giving knowledge to people that don't necessarily know what it is we're talking about. We want to be able to have people, we say something like, okay, let me go research this.
Right.
Now people researching it. Now they're going on YouTube looking at certain videos.
Right.
Now they tell it's like a snowball effect.
Right.
They kind of research, look at videos, then they fall in love with that because at the end of the day, it's like they got it from us because we heard somebody talk about it. That's just like in life.
Right.
If we hear other people talk about something that we're interested in, we're going to do more research about it. And when it's time to talk about it, you already had that knowledge.
Right. And that's something I like to do. I like us to do a better job of, I guess, more on the editing and tech side, is helping the viewer follow what we're talking about a little bit better. So maybe figuring out a way to give them some visuals that support what we're talking about, because we're listing these things and to the
like rocket science.
Yeah, to some people, like, they may not know what we talk about from a can of paint, but we got to find a way to creatively and effectively help the casual fan, follow what it is that we're talking about. So I think they can follow on a little bit better. Well, Miles, it's great to be back with you again. This is dope. Like we talked about, we can go on for hours talking about everything that we talk about here on the Right Read podcast, but we got to save some for the rest of the season, and we'll get to all of it. We'll cover it all thoroughly, you know. So I just enjoyed being back. I think this is what we needed personally. This is what we needed for the pod, to be back in each other's presence, feel each other's energy, get some things off our chest, talk about the past, talk about the future a little bit. And I'm just excited more than anything.
Same. Yeah, definitely. I want to, but like, I know we was saying like what we want to do more in season 2. I want to do more kind of like segments, different segments. If that makes sense. I know we talked about a segment called Soul Time, where we kind of like do a sneaker of some sort. We want to like go more into detail on a sneaker that we picked up in that week or during that week, from in between each episode, and we want to explain more. So I definitely want to do segments. Maybe have episodes where we do like face-offs, or more like, you know, interactive episodes. But again, this has definitely been one of the more expressive episodes.
For sure.
I definitely liked it. I loved it. And this isn't the last one. This is just like a refresher, just to get the audience, letting the audience know that we back.
Back and better.
We back. And
back and better.
Definitely, it's going to be a great season.
For sure. Going to be a great season. I'm excited. I can't talk about how much I'm excited I am, really. But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff that we've talked about. We'll be trying stuff and seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, we ain't got a. The good thing about this podcast is that we still very fluid in this, and we have the ability to make our own rules. We don't gotta go to the beat of nobody else's drum. We can do what we want to do for the Right Read podcast, because that's just the Right Read.
Right. And definitely let us know in the comments section if there's anything we need to work on, anything that you guys want to see, or any like feedback, really. Because you know, our main word for the season is growth, and definitely let us know the positives that we're doing, the negatives that we're doing, and things that y'all want to see in general.
Yeah. So speaking of one more thing I want to add, you talked about a segment that we talked about adding for Soul Ties, but we also talked about doing Read and React, where we read a comment that one of the fans has left to us, and one of the different social channels, and we take the time to speak, share light on it on the next episode. So if you want to start it off right now, do hashtag Read and React from season 2, episode 1, and get it started for your chance to be featured on the next episode of the Right Read podcast, and us take the time to dive into it, and we're gonna pick something that's good if it's worth it, you know. So.
Right, for sure. Well, I'm your co-host Miles Reed,
and I'm your other co-host Davon Reed.
We'll see you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode of the Right Read podcast, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube at The Right Read. Follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at The Right Read.